Happy holidays. Happy holidays.
Tolerate this war on Christmas.
We were just saying, while we wait for our few guests to trickle in, we were just saying how it's that weird like limbo week between Christmas and New Year's. So I don't know. It feels like a weird, like, I don't even know. Are people going back to work? Like, I mean, obviously everyone's at home, but is this a week that just people take off? Like, I don't know.
I mean, it depends on the industry, you know?
Yeah.
And then COVID times is like even more random.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure like film and TV and all those people just take off like 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure like Hollywood is just shut down for 2 weeks.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, yeah, I think anything like in like, well, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, good morning. Okay, now everyone, people are trickling in. Let's do our roll call. Say hello, everyone. If you're
Don't do a roll call. It's too depressing. Don't call it that.
No, listen, Taryn is on it. I didn't even have to ask. Present. Joey, hello. Oh, you are working. Okay, so that answers our question.
He's copyright working? Is that what that says? Oh, no, it's an angry face.
What does that mean? Greetings, salutations, greetings from Houston. Yeah. Oh, lovely.
Caroline, top of the morning to you. I
would love to be in warm, sunny Houston right now. Hey, Caroline Hale. Hello, Clifford from Canada. We have some Canadian listeners. I love it. Oh, hello.
Caitlin Duffy Hall.
Hello, in the OC.
I'm telling you, when I go on RuPaul's Drag Race, my name is going to be Caitlin Duffy Hall.
She might sue you for that. Cricket. Oh, we've missed you too, Macon. Hope you had a wonderful holiday. Hello, Belle.
But yes.
Look, there she goes. That girl is so peculiar. Dazed and distracted, can't you tell? But behind the fair facade,
I'm not hearing it.
Odd. Did I tell you my story about that song? Whenever I was in second grade, I would, my second grade teacher, Miss Cranford, famously, we talked about it, it's canon on our podcast. Her son was on Broadway.
What podcast?
On our podcast, Ben Rimalower's Broken Records on Broadway World, Broadway Podcast Network, and Broadway On Demand.
I don't think we've ever talked about Miss, what's her name again?
Miss Cranford.
Miss Cranford.
She's my second grade teacher, and her son was on Broadway, so she would bring back, on these trips she would go on, she would bring back like the brochures. And
he was in Les Mis, right?
He was in Les Mis on Broadway. Yeah. And then I remember when she went to New York on a trip, she brought back the Beauty and the Beast merch. That was when it first opened on Broadway. And I was so obsessed with it because I love that movie. And so I would, you know, as you can imagine, I was also just so like love to perform and stuff. So every end of the day at every day in like study hall, I would get my friends together and we would put on these like big numbers for the class, and she would let us. And I remember we would always want to do Belle from Beauty and the Beast, but none of my friends knew the lyrics, so I would just have to go to them bit by bit and like whisper it in their ear, so they would, and then they would say their line, and I'd move to the next one.
What happened to that boy? Where is he now?
Where's that boy with the bugle? Which, not to get too ahead of myself, but that just keep that in your.
Oh no. Hello, Larry. Hello, Eric.
Name that Belle.
We have to roll our credits. We're just spending way too much time on these cold opens.
So I just love hearing from people. Hi, Larry. Hi, Eric. Another person from the OC. Oh, Caroline, you make us smile. All right. Happy holidays, everyone. Live from New York. It is Tuesday morning.
Autumn, winter, next year.
Time heals everything. It's a song. And time heals everything.
Hi, Sean. Hi, Josh. Josh is cracking me up today in the comments. Josh says, hi, Georgia. Of course, bringing back what's now become one of my favorite memes. back in Liza Minnelli's. This should definitely be a Who Do You Think You Are next week or something.
Sure.
Her infamous QVC appearance where they took, or was it Larry King? I can't remember if it was Larry King or QVC.
It was QVC.
QVC. Somebody calls in, hi, this is whatever the woman's name was, calling from Georgia. Liza goes, hi, Georgia.
That was the same. You like the clothes?
HSN. I'm so sorry. HSN is like QVC. It's like HSN is the Liza Minnelli to QVC's Barbara Streisand, if you will.
We have a listener. I'm blanking right now who it is, but one of our listeners who's here works for QVC and has worked with all these ladies we talk about.
Yes, or was it HSN?
I think it was QVC.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, to get things started off, I know you have Who Do You Think You Are this week?
Yes.
And from what I can tell, it's holiday related. So
yes, I don't know. I mean, all you people are trying to like shove Christmas down my throat starting Labor Day, and I like never want it. I finally catch up and I get in the spirit, and everybody's like over it. The trees are out on the sidewalk. Nobody gives a shit.
And me, as like the prime like force feeder of Christmas, the day the 25th is over, I'm like done. Like everything, like I delete all the albums, I put away all the decor.
That's very you.
I eat the candy still, but that's not it.
No, listen, candy has no boundaries.
No boundaries. Okay, so this is our first Who Do You Think You Are in a while.
Who do you think you are?
This needs no introduction.
That poor baby. Cher's just like screaming in his face.
That's her son. That's Elijah Allman just being abused on television.
Oh my gosh. I love it so much. I have so much to say about this. What did Bernadette Peters think she was doing? Oh my God, Bernadette's like riffing. What the hell? Who do you think?
Bernadette is like phoning it in. She like cannot be bothered. She has like never been like less passionate in her life.
They're all like reading the teleprompter. I'm like, do you guys not know these lyrics?
Oh my God. And Captain Kangaroo, do you know who that is? Do people know who that is?
Oh, I mean, I've heard of that name.
That was, why did everyone in the 70s have that?
So true.
It's true, Zach. I'm very happy to see Zach Cat.
Barbara Streisand.
Yes, especially Barbara Streisand. But Captain Kangaroo was like a children's TV show, I think going back to the 50s, but it was still around in like the late 70s, early 80s when I was little. At least maybe it was reruns. I think it was not reruns. But hello, Elliot. Hello, Todd. I mean, Captain Kangaroo is sort of like the love child of like Colonel Sanders and like Joanne Worley, and like, like just so random. And I mean, and that Bernadette when she comes back, what was the second song she sang?
You better watch out.
Yeah. With like Sonny Bono, like sort of Hillary debate Donald Trump, like lurking behind, like just like creepy. She even gave him a little like, you better watch out.
Mr. Green Jeans.
Mr. Green Jeans, yeah.
It's so like, you see it come on, you're like, oh, Cher, wow, this is so crazy. And then it just like pans over and it's like, oh my God, Bernadette Peters. Just like what the hell?
And it's not even a medley. It's almost like they're all just singing whatever the fuck they want.
They're like they're almost like on different sound stages.
Even when they're singing the same song. Like there's a background track and Cher is singing the same song as the background track.
Yeah.
Maybe they're in the same key, but like they don't really seem related.
It literally looks like, you know, when Cher's on like the Joe Biden campaign stage and she's like singing God Bless America with all the supporters, or like that's the vibe it gives me. It's like she's just standing there with a mic, like looking at the director or whatever, just like, as you're saying, phoning it in. Hello, Helen. Welcome.
But no one is phoning it in more than Bernadette. I really feel like Bernadette looks like an abuse victim. And I feel like she's like, if I like understood sign language, she's actually communicating that like something bad is happening.
Bernadette just looked very unhappy. Who knows? Maybe she and Cher got in a fight.
Yeah, maybe.
Although I can't imagine them being anything but lovely.
Yeah. But I don't know, it just seems checked out.
Checked out for sure. Who knows? Maybe she and Steve Martin were having some drama.
Yeah, that might have been that time. Also, I don't know what the schedule was like with those variety shows, but
I mean,
there might have been like one of those deals where like they like meet at 11 a.m. and then record like 7 episodes, you know, like and it's just like costume change, musical number.
I think that's probably it. Like very just, you know, seat of the pants, spur of the moment.
And that's like we have to. I can only do one take because I have to record a password.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not done eating my half granola bar yet.
Yeah.
Speaking of phoning it in, my Bernadette.
Might as well. I just can't be bothered. Thank you, Helen Felcher Perryman. We appreciate your appreciation.
We appreciate.
We do appreciate.
Well, before we get too lovey-dovey,
I and my co-host appreciate that.
Exactly. Before we get too sappy, let's go to an all beef patty. We haven't done one of those in a while.
Oh, I'm all for beef.
I can't wait to see what you're riled up about this week.
I hardly know the woman.
Cutting up.
Lights.
Like, okay, so I don't know what the term is. I thought it was geotagging, but that's something else. And so I guess it's metadata, but I think there might be a more specific term. But, you know, the information that's attached to music tracks within Spotify or iTunes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so mad that that is not what I want it to be. And
like the artist info and the album info, or do you mean like
that, what you said? And it, you know, it often happens like, you know, it's especially bad, you know, with show tunes and like Broadway cast albums because like
it won't give an artist name, it'll just give you like cast of Wicked or whatever.
Right. And like, you know, granted, it's a harder thing to do. Like if you have a Lady Gaga album, like obviously the artist should be Lady Gaga. It's not really that complicated, you know, but like something like Wicked, like obviously if it's like Defying Gravity, like I'm going to want it to say like Idina Menzel, you know, like, and when I'm like searching by Idina Menzel, you better believe Defying Gravity is like one of the number one things I want to come up, you know. But there's also things like I don't want it to be like, you know, random lists of like cast members and ensemble people. Like, you know, you know, or even things that are Adina and a larger group, you know, or the Star, whatever. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example, like stuff from Evita. Like, you know, if like Patty has like a small part in like the Art of the Possible, like it's still really an ensemble number. I don't want that coming up as a Patty number. So I sit through 3 minutes of like Bob Clinton and the boys being like, one has no rules, is not precise, just so I can get to Patty belting for 8 seconds, you know? Yeah. So
true.
I get it, but you know, their solutions are awful. By the way, Evita, I think a lot of the time it just says Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice. I'm like, yeah, no, that's not the artist. Thanks.
Yeah, so they're getting your views at the end of the year. It's like you spent a lot of this year listening to Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice instead of poor Patty, who needs
poor Patty. So, and by the way, Patty needs help because she's not as high as she ought to be, you know. And I mean, I'm sure she's as high as she wants to be, but her view count is not as high as it ought to be. And you know, and then sometimes it'll be like the conductor, and I'm like, excuse me, like, you know, maybe if it's like Leonard Bernstein, like conducting like the 1812 overture or whatever, you know,
like a philharmonic.
You know, like I love Paul Gemignani. I really, truly love Paul Gemignani. Like I like stan Paul Gemignani. How hard did you and I like freak over Paul Gemignani when we streamed my favorite Broadway? Well, yeah, was it that? But certainly like Sondheim at Carnegie Hall, we were like, Paul Gemignani, woo! We were going crazy. Nonetheless, when he's conducting, like, you know, the original Broadway cast recording of Passion, no, the artist is fucking Donna Murphy or Marin Mazzie or like, I don't know, Tom Aldridge. It's not Paul Gemignani, you know?
Yeah.
So all that has been true for a while now, but I got so ticked off this week. What is the thing we are all doing right now that is bringing us together? No, it is not the COVID pandemic. It is mourning the loss of Broadway's angel, Rebecca Luker. You know, I have just been listening to Rebecca Luker and thinking about her and watching her. And, you know, I said to Daniel last week when we recorded our podcast episode about thank you, my girls, Taryn and Todd. Todd, you're my girl, and Caroline, all here on the in the comments, giving me support. I love you, thank you. But so I said to Daniel when we recorded our podcast episode about White Christmas last week, and Rebecca, her untimely death was announced right as we sat down to record. I was like, I said in the interview that I was going to interview. When Daniel was interviewing me about my feelings for Rebecca Luker, I said that, yes, Roger Berlin, wonderful producer, famously commemorated in Patti LuPone's Gypsy Tony acceptance speech. Roger. that was Roger Berlin. He was one of those Rogers. So anyway, oh God, you know, once I get off, I'm off.
Rebecca.
I said that I was going to do a playlist on Spotify, Ben's Best of Becca. And then I told Daniel to cut that because I was like, I don't want to do it. Yeah. Then I wound up doing it anyway. But that's complicated. Don't bother following it. It's useless. And I'll get to why. But I did do one on YouTube, and I've been watching all those clips and just loving Rebecca Luker. So something I discovered that was really wonderful news was, and you'll really appreciate this, Daniel, that there were all these clips on YouTube of like Olympic ice skaters and shit dancing to Rebecca singing Ave Maria.
Okay.
And I could not find any recording of Rebecca singing Ave Maria. But it turned out there's this music group, syndicate, maybe it's just a label called Cafe Del Mar. That it's like basically like loungy trance kind of house-ish music. And they do covers of like famous songs, and they have albums and albums and albums and albums for decades. And on their aria line of classical music, the vocalist is Rebecca Luker. And not only does she sing Ave Maria, she sings all these tracks, including some of my favorite classical songs that I got into because they're on Classical Barbara.
Yes.
And you may recall I made my album, my playlist, I Can't Believe It's Not Classical Barbara, where I used Barbara as a gateway drug to like real classical singers. Yeah. And one of the ones that our friend of the pod, Ken Russell, introduced me to is an American soprano who's no longer with us, Arlene Auger, who has a beautiful voice. And Ken had pointed out that Rebecca had a kind of similar tone in some ways to Arlene Auger, just that purity and that clarity. And here I was hearing, yes, Zach, fabulous clips from Rebecca, from Aurora Spider-Woman on YouTube, including Unusual Way. And those are all on my Ben's Best of Becca playlist on YouTube. But so anyway, a lot of those classical Barbara Arlene Auger tracks are also done by Rebecca Luker, yes, with a mild trance beat, but like barely. Like they're just great Rebecca Luker recordings of all these classical songs and arias, and they're not listed as Rebecca Luker on Spotify or anywhere. So
it's insane.
It's maddening. And it brings me to the sad thing, which is that the whole reason I wanted to get on Spotify was to have playlists that I could share with the world, and you know, in a very me way that I'm sure you and maybe some of our viewers will relate to. I was really looking forward to starting 2021 all in on Spotify so that this time next year I could see my stats. Yeah. All I wanted to know was, who did I listen to and how much did I listen to them? I just wanted to analyze that chart. I was like going to be a gift to myself that I was going to give every day of my life. And you don't know how hard it's been to break the habit when I've wanted to listen to my playlists on Apple Music, but no. I have had to go in and force myself to recreate them on Spotify, which has been exhausting because Spotify makes it a huge pain in the ass when the music is not on Spotify to bring that music into my Spotify app. But I've done the work and I've done the blood, sweat, and tears so that I can have that stuff. But it's not good. Like then I can listen to that stuff in Spotify, but not if I'm using my Sonos sound system or my apartment. And I won't see those tracks. And also that stuff's not even going to come up on my end of year stats. So the whole thing, I'm not going to spend $10 a month for this thing when I'm just going to wind up having to cheat on it and use my Apple Music anyway. So I think I'm going to break up. Yes, Elliot, exactly. I've always been with Apple Music and I didn't give it up wisely, but I think I'm just going to keep it. And I think I'm going to cancel Spotify. And I'm hoping that someone out there will tell me this can be fixed or changed. And I will say about Spotify, something that pissed me off the first day I got on was when I was immediately looking for my favorite girls and I looked for Barbara Cook, and there's some fucking like Christian music singer named Barbara Cook.
Yeah, I've come across that album.
Well, I tweeted about it and they DM'd me and they told me who to write to and what to say, and I did, and the problem was solved.
Wow, that's good customer service.
So yes, I am going to give it one more chance. Yes, thank you, my drag persona, Caitlin Duffy Hall. I also love her recording of Jeff Blumenkrantz's I Won't Mind.
Well, I'm so glad you brought this up because it is a problem. And now that you say it, I mean, obviously Spotify is very successful, but it's not the best for people who primarily listen to Broadway music and show tunes and all that. All the reasons that you're saying. And anyway, so that is a huge problem. And maybe Spotify, if we're loud enough and make this our cause, you know, maybe they will get their act together. But
What should our hashtag be? Fix Spotify?
Fix Spotify.
Spotify fail.
I can't like brainstorm on air, but we'll think of it. But I mean, unless it has something to do with licensing and then they really can't control it.
I mean, a lot of it definitely does have to do with that. Like, you know,
like
if I have like a bootleg track of like, you know, Betty Buckley and Song and Dance, for example, like there's no way that like I'm allowed to like have that be on a public playlist that like anyone can listen to.
I'm just thinking like whenever they get the plays, if it says like original Broadway cast, does like the record company get that money as opposed to if it says Betty Buckley and then Betty Buckley gets the money?
Yes, I do think that's true.
Spotify
is good, Sean.
I like it. I like when we collaborate with the viewers. I love this. Spotify.
By the way, Zach Couch, I legitimately tried to stalk you. I was like, who is this Zach Couch who like knows everything? And like, why have I never heard of him until now? And I like tried to like look for you on social media. I could not find you. like I think you're on Facebook because you're here, but I think you must have blocked me.
That couch is just the alias. It's really like Ben Brantley. Okay, well, let's go to appreciation. I know we have some today.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And it's so perfect for what we've been talking about, because I know, we've all been rewatching the Rebecca Luker clips, and I'm sure we've all seen this one already this week, but I just had to play it on the air live because it was so beautiful. I spent that night on YouTube, mostly Aurora Spider-Woman, shout out. And, I made my own little Rebecca lineup and watched all of the clips. And I had, of course, I'd never seen her live, so sad, but I, of course, knew who she was, but I had never really taken the journey. And so, of course, as tragic as this is, it's always nice to be able to, do the work and revisit their material and their performances and have them live on through their music and their work. So this is from The Music Man, and it's just so beautiful. So I'd like to play it for you now.
I'm not waiting for a man in shining white armor. My white knight, not a Lancelot, nor an angel with wings, just someone to love me, who is not ashamed of a few nice things. My white knight, what my heart would say if it only knew how. Please, dear Venus, show me how. All I want is a brave man. All I want is a modest man, a quiet man, a gentleman, a straightforward and honest man to sit with me in a cottage somewhere in the state of Iowa. And I would like him to remain more interesting than he is in himself, and more interested in us than and occasionally he'd wonder what great Shakespeare and Beethoven great him. I could love till I die. I could love till
Just like perfect singing, and just so beautiful and communicative.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Todd, what did you do on The Sound of Music with Rebecca Luker?
Music Man, I got to work there. Oh.
Yes.
Totally. The Trill, honey. It really was.
Oh, Todd, what Lincoln Center's never going to release anything.
They never released anything, but that would have been really nice for the pandemic. But
Oh yes, Marin and Becca, Sally and Phyllis up in heaven. Me like.
Elaine Stritch is Carlotta.
At least.
Oh, fabulous.
Fabulous. Back when it was the Martin Beck. I can't get used to these new theater names.
You know.
Although at least, I mean, to be honest, I'm sure I'll get called out for this, but who the hell is Martin Beck? Al Hirschfeld is like one of my favorite Broadway stars, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, we've talked about this before. Like, I disagree with them calling them like the Jacobs and the Schoenfeld. They should be like the Merman and the Martin.
I know. That's an I'll be fatty for another day.
Yeah, stretches the stairs.
Yes, please.
It's not the work, it's the stairs.
Oh my God, so good. I've been listening to a lot of Follies this week. All right, let's do your OPS.
Okay.
Any intro, or should I just hit the track?
Oh, right. We don't do the we're in the appreciation section now. We don't replay the intro.
In the thick.
God, I forgot. Oh, well, this is Sada Ramirez.
Oh yes,
Tony Award winner Sada Ramirez, and we'll discuss her after the clip. But this is from the Ravinia Festival production of A Little Night Music in 2002, on which I was the assistant director. But that's not why I am obsessed with her in this. I've hated many things I've worked on, and clearly her brilliance there has nothing to do with me. Yes, and so she played Petra opposite Patti LuPone as Desiree, George Hearn as Frederick, Joe Caldwell was Madame Armfelt, and anyway, Sada as Petra singing The Miller's Son.
It's a push and a fumble and a tumble in the sheets, and a foot, a highland fancy, a dip in the butter and a flutter with what meets my eye. It's a very short fetch from the push and the hoop to the squint and the stoop and the mumble. It's not much of a stretch to the cribs and the croup and the bosoms that droop and go dry. In the meanwhile, there are mouths to be kissed before mouths to be fed, and there's many a tryst and there's many a bed to be sampled and seen in the meanwhile. And a girl has to celebrate what passes by. For I shall marry the Prince of Wales. Pearls and servants and dressing for festivals. Friday nights with him all entails. We'll have dancing. Meanwhile, it's a rip in the bustle and a rustle in the hay, and I'll pitch the quick fantastic with flings of confetti and my petticoats away up high. It's a very short way from the fling that's got fun to the thigh pressing under the table. It's a very short day till you're stuck with just one, or it has to be done on the sly. In the meanwhile, there are mouths to be kissed before mouths to be fed, and there's many a tryst and there's many a bed. There's a one I'll have missed that I'll not have been dead when I die. And a person should celebrate every end passing and I shall marry the miller's son.
That's Coffee, right?
That's Coffee, honey.
I just love her so much. I love the way she opens up on that everything. So great.
It's so nice. I mean, I love most of the Petras I've seen, but I don't know what the word is for it, but even the way she starts, it's already so much more like feisty and like,
Oh yeah.
it's not kind of like some of these Petras are like
No, she's earthy. You feel like she's got her toes in the mud, you know? She's like, we're fucking in the woods. We don't need a blanket.
Yeah.
We'll shower later, or maybe we won't. Sarah, I can roll my R.
Sarah.
It seems like take shows on tour in states that are open. What? No, Karen Johnson. Football is playing all over Silken Theater. I don't know if football is doing the right thing by playing. People should not be gathering like that. That's why we're in the throes of this miserable pandemic, because we didn't cut it off the way it needed to be cut off.
No. Outside. Not saying it's okay, but still.
No, outside is a huge difference.
Yeah.
There is theater happening outside. But yes, totally. And so I'm obsessed with Sada. I mean, she came to Broadway out of Juilliard drama, like Patti LuPone, whom I think she has a very esque quality.
Yeah.
And she was on Broadway in The Cape Man, that Paul Simon flop. And she was in this Gershwin thing, Fascinating Rhythm, and then she was in a class act that Lonnie directed with Lonnie Price, which is why he then cast her in A Little Night Music that he directed. And then she did Spamalot and won the Tony, and then she went to Hollywood, became a huge star, and was on Grey's Anatomy for years. And so she has not come back to theater. And I know they offer her things, so maybe she hasn't heard the offer she liked.
To me, that she hasn't been back.
Not psyched about doing 8 shows a week, maybe. But one thing that I think she really needs to be considered for, or needs to consider doing, is that I don't know. I never watched Grey's Anatomy, so I didn't see that episode.
Yeah.
I don't really like procedurals. Sorry, Danny Codmer. Anyway. But they're doing Into the Woods at City Center Encores.
Yes.
Now, I have so many thoughts about Into the Woods, and obviously my number one thought is
Patti as the witch.
If it's ever gonna happen, and it's probably too late. Mm-hmm. This is not even about whether it can happen, but just whether it would happen. But it's probably too late. But it's certainly going to be later the next time they do Into the Woods. So I think this is safe to say, if she has any chances left to do Into the Woods, this is the last one.
Yeah.
Now, never count out LuPone, because, after Bernadette did Gypsy, I thought that goose was cooked.
Yeah.
And the joke was on Sam Mendes. I don't know. Whoever the joke was on, Patti did Gypsy. So obviously that's what I really want. But however, I've always thought Sada would be a divine baker's wife. But if the witch is not Patti, I actually think Sada could be divine as the witch also.
Yeah.
And the truth is, Sada's my age. I think she's like 44, maybe 45. Todd, I'm not here to analyze the choices of shows for encores. I'm talking about casting for the show they've already announced.
Yes, they usually do more lesser known shows.
So, if Sada's my age, maybe she's really in a way too old to be the vicar's wife, but I don't want to get into that. I always like my women older.
Listen, Ellen Green, she looked great. She came back and did Audrey at, how old was she? 60s?
78. But that was like stunt casting in a way, Also, Ellen Green is like not human. Like, you can't really go by like Earth years.
Right, but I'm just saying, like, encores, it's like a special thing. It's already like nostalgic and like, unique.
Well, for sure, if Patti is the witch, then everybody can be as old as you want.
Yeah.
Like Tyler Maynard on Twitter, we were talking about something Into the Woods related. Oh, because I posted that pic of Leslie Uggams as the witch. And Tyler Maynard was like, said that he saw her in Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh Civic Light Opera as the witch. And I asked him if he'd ever played Jack, because he would have been so great. And he said it passed him by. But I was like, what? If Patti's the witch, Tyler Maynard could be Jack.
Yeah. Lin-Manuel Miranda could be Jack.
Lynn Strish could be Jack's mother. No, she's Monique's mother.
Monique's mother. Yeah, Victoria Clark could be Cinderella. I mean, the
No. Let's not get ridiculous. Victoria Clark could be Jack's mother.
starts today.
Yes, Caroline Hale. And thank you, Zach. All I ever wanted was an East Coast Kenley Players.
Should be guilty.
Todd, it breaks my heart to say it, but I don't think Danielle Furland has the chops to be the Vicar's wife in a major production. But Chip Zien has been the old man. He did that at New York Shakespeare Festival, Shakespeare in the Park, and he was fabulous. Jesse Pierce, I'm not sure what your tone is, Jesse Pierce, but I'll take it as support.
Like, we're just really going deep with the names today. Well, speaking of going deep, let's go to our next segment, which isn't quite as deep as some segments we've done in this, but nonetheless, a favorite time. Name that belt.
I love you. Really sing out. You really belt a song. There are very few of us left.
So for this one, I watched Christmas Eve, and then I finished it on Christmas morning. Yes, I love this.
Yeah, me too. I'd be very happy with Sada as the witch and Audra as the Baker's wife.
Totally. On Christmas Eve and Christmas morning, I watched Anti-Mame. They were showing it on TCM.
Heaven.
And I hadn't watched it in a few years, and of course, it's just fabulous, even better than I remember. Rosalind Russell. Rosalind Russell is the witch, please. Anyway, so in that, of course, it's not a musical, but we love Mame here. You know, surprisingly. So for today's Name That Belt, oh, fabulous. Wow. How much did that cost?
Not a lot. I don't spend money on books.
Oh.
Well,
I was like looking around, I was like, I'm sure I have something Mame related within reach as well. Anyway, so today's song, Name That Belt, is If You Walked Into My Life. Is it the 11 o'clock number considered that, or is it?
I would consider it that.
Yeah. All right, so let's get this party started.
If you walked into my life today, that boy with
Marin.
One for one. Okay, number 2.
Betty Buckley. Angela?
Yeah.
It's hard to tell on these boots.
Some of these are really bad recordings. Oh, good job, everyone. Everyone got Marin.
I love that I get a head start because I'm live.
Yeah, totally. All right, this is a hard one. Yes, good job, everyone.
If he walked into my
Like, I almost wanted to say Edie Gourmet.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Oh, really?
Yes, good job.
It's hard with live.
Good job, Zach, Macon. Oh, I knew Mucho Music would get that.
Please.
Okay.
I don't support you, by the way. I mean, if you want to use a bootleg on purpose because you want to make it hard, that's your prerogative. But I don't think you need to avoid the commercial recordings. I think a 12-second audio clip we play with no video, we're going to get away with.
I'm sure it's fine, but I also just like the live ones because it is a little harder.
It's too hard.
You've gotten them all so far.
Yeah, but I want to get them with safety.
Okay, here we go.
walked into my life today, that's boy. Walked into my
Oh, is Josh right? Was that Christine?
Nope. No, but Macon's right. It's Chenoweth.
Whoa.
That was at the Jerry Herman Memorial. Interesting though that she was confused with Christine.
By the way, earlier in the episode today, when I was like, "Who is this Zach Couch?" And he was like, "I exist. That's my real name. Daniel follows me on Twitter." Then we went to roll one of our appreciations, and I saw I had a new DM on Twitter, and I was like, "Oh, that's nice. It's Zach reaching out." It was from Kristen Chenoweth. No big deal. She was just hearting my fleet of our show today because I'm sure she likes the picture of Christine Baranski and Bernadette. But I was literally like, "Oh, it's Kristen Chenoweth. It's not Zach Couch."
That just shows you how high we place Zach on our faves. Yes, Macon, I agree, and I think she was being considered from what I heard.
Sure she is.
Okay, keeping it going.
If you walked into my
Marilyn. No?
Walked into my life today.
Yes.
Is that Molly Pope? Oh my God. Someone tell Molly that I thought she was Marilyn May.
I mean, oh my God, I knew Dan would get it. Yeah, that just cracked me up. You said Marilyn.
Dorothy Loudon wishes. I mean, I love Dorothy Loudon, but her hair and her voice would be messed up on the last note of that song.
Wait, Caitlin, were you not guessing Molly Pope?
Weird.
Well, then maybe Mucho got it. But that's so crazy if you weren't guessing her, Caitlin, that you just thought of Molly, because she would be, and she knows she would be a great name.
That's going to be my thing. Yes, she does. Molly Pope was like born in 1981 or whatever. And she was like, wow, campaign to cast me as name starts today. Yeah.
My VPN, Kristen.
Yes, because it was thanks to dear Marina. Thank you, Marina.
What is that squeaking?
A car outside my house.
Oh. Okay, cool. All right, next up.
You walked into my life today.
Just a little after Molly. It seems like such a gentle voice.
Who do you think you are, Julie Andrews?
I know. Just like treating it like a soft ballad.
Yeah, she's like sitting down.
Okay, next up.
You walked into my life today. You walked into my life today.
Wow.
Oh, yep. Good job.
Wow. Anne Hampton Callaway, I mean, she really gives you a combination of so many things. Like on one hand, she's like all like well-supported, like flawless vocal technique. But then she's also like, oh, what is that? A C natural? Boop, can't belt, not whatever it is. Can't belt it, And then just when you think her technique is so great, she goes for like a vulgar, like final flourish on the note. That's like Liza.
Oh, thank you, Robert Vest.
I know, Taryn, but now I'm like pandering to you. I'm like literally, I used to do natural facial expressions as I experienced the music. Now I'm like trying to make Taryn laugh.
That's how I know I'm really into a performance. Like when I'm watching it, and I'm like, thank God no one's looking at me, because my face just distorts and gets so like, because I'm so like fascinated.
Well, I mouth the words a lot.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you, Helen Felcher-Perryman.
Yes, thank you, Helen. Okay, this is not what we do on here, but I do have a mail.
Oh.
walked into my life today.
Okay.
If he walked into my life today.
Yes, good job, Todd Schatz.
That's so funny. I thought it was Robert Goulet, but I was like, he would never have sung he.
I know, isn't that crazy? And it's listed on the YouTube, it's listed as if she walked into my life.
Bizarre.
So it's so bizarre that he used the he. I love it.
I love that whoever uploaded it assumed that too. Maybe he was just like, it's about a nephew.
Right. Ooh, an interesting take. I mean, I'm sure Julie did it.
Listen, it's from Lottie Weil. I can only assume that's Lottie Lenya Weil. Vile. I know it's Vile.
Vile. Okay. Keeping this going.
If he walks into my life today, if that boy
Maria?
with a bugle.
Give it to me.
Oh, I already X'd out. Sorry.
Ah!
If he walked into my life
Nolen?
today,
Wrap me up.
boy with a bugle.
Now she's gonna hammer it home.
Walk into my life today.
Sequins just shimmering in the light of 54 Below.
I only picture that ring.
Yeah. I love. It's like I know we've talked about it, but I love when she does a point and then she does this.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, interesting though. She was next, but now I'm not gonna play her now. Lilius. First, we don't have to do. Although on YouTube there are audio clips of her like, you know, kind of bullshit
It, right?
lyrics at like some live show.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and give you Leslie's just for fun.
If he walked into my life
I mean, Leslie doesn't have to be your favorite version, but you really can't say that anyone ever sang it as well as she did.
Oh, that's the truth. Many songs.
Yeah.
When I saw her at Jerry Herman's thing, it was I Am What I Am is the song she sang.
Mm.
I think she sang she was the only person who sang the whole song seated, and I appreciated that. Okay, the final one, whoever gets this, it's going to be very impressive.
if he walked into my life today, if he walked into my life today.
Rosalind Kind?
No.
Zach Couch, great minds.
Wow, no, but these are all pointing in the right direction.
Oh, God. Can we hear a little more of that? Wait, Leslie Uggams did The Rink?
Oh, wait, I didn't even I was just like clicking on things. I didn't even comprehend what this was saying. Oh, my.
More of that.
No, but good guess, Josh Shearer. Okay, I'll play it one more time.
If he walked into what went wrong along the way, would I make the same mistakes if he walked into my life today? If he walked into
She's a pop singer.
my life
Not Karen.
today.
She's a pop singer. No, not Rosemary. I'm looking up more clues. I
A
actually don't know.
pop singer like Debbie Gravitt. You guys know.
Yeah.
Tiffany, stop it, Eric Nelson.
She is a rock singer-songwriter, 4-time Grammy Award winner.
4-time Grammy winner. I was going to say Taylor Dane, but I guess not.
I mean, is this the first one I'm gonna have to just say?
No. Give us a little more. What do we know from pop? Exactly.
Not Linda.
Is she alive?
Yes.
And is she over 60?
She is 67.
Singer. So Melissa Manchester was an amazing guess, but it's not Melissa Manchester, but it's somebody of that.
She's from the 80s, yes. Early 80s. Well, always, but you know.
Not Olivia Newton-John. Has she ever done Broadway?
No.
No.
I mean, I don't think so.
Oh, is it Maureen McGovern?
No.
That was a good guess, though. Mucho Music would support me.
Getting very close.
She did do Broadway. Wait, Sheena Easton is close.
Not Kylie.
Wait, if Sheena Easton is close,
wait,
an 80s pop singer.
Very that.
Okay. Oh my god. Wait. Oh, is it like Annie Lennox?
No, not quite that.
4 Grammys. 4 Grammys sounds like an awful lot. Oh, great question, Zach Couch.
No.
I think her voice is too good for Carly Simon.
Yeah. It's not Carly.
Not Joni. No, Joni's older than that.
Oh God, it's not Joni. She did not sing a Bond theme. Wait, no.
Is she American?
She is American.
He didn't seem convinced.
I don't really know that much about this person, but
have I ever mentioned this person on the pod or the stream or anything?
I don't think so.
Oh, Helen Reddy is a good guess.
Yeah, she is American. Helen Reddy is a good guess. Not her, not Juice.
I'm gonna be so upset when I am
so close. It's very 80s rock chick.
Not Pat Benatar.
Yes, Pat Benatar.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
What? Where? What? How?
Yes.
Do we need her in a Broadway show?
You what?
We need her in a Broadway show?
Did I say that? We need her in a Broadway show?
No, I'm saying Dewey.
Oh, yes, for
She
sure.
sounded real good. Yeah, Carole King was a good guess, Helen Felcher Perryman.
Yeah, so, well, good job. You got it.
I am gopped and gagged. Gooped and gagged?
Gopped, gooped, and gagged. Let me see.
She was classic. No, I knew her voice was thrilling, but you know, even her ballads, like We Belong, are still kind of like throaty and rough. This was
from before she was famous. This is live from the Sam Miller Exchange Cafe.
I mean, you just don't think about her sing. I guess if Adina sang at Bar Mitzvahs.
Bar Mitzvahs. Oh, was she? Oh, that's interesting. Well, now we can hear it for sure. Sequins indeed. Love her so much. I am gooped. Always go with your gut. If Name That Belt teaches you anything, it's to go with the gut. All right. Well, speaking of going with the gut, I'm going with my gut to end this because we're over our time. But thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you.
It's so fun. When we see you next time, it'll be 2021.
Yes, prepare some good Dolly concert kills for us for 2021.
Yes, please, please, please. We will make sure to play that next time. All right, bye, y'all.
Autumn, winter, next year. Some
Time heals everything. It's a song. Time heals everything.
Bye.